Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to this channel, this is where we build the most extreme Volvo 850 ever. We're going to do time attack and racing. And in the last episode we cut away everything that has to do structure wise in the rear end of the car. So it was a completely nothing left in the car, just a hollow bodywork. Now we put it on the bench behind me and we're going to make a structure like a World Time Attack race car. So the tube we're going to use is a seamless 40x2. That's what is allowed for us hobby enthusiasts to build cages in Sweden. It's 355 Newton meters per degree of tensile strength. It's going to be welded with a regular MIG wire, and yeah, that's what we're going to use. Simple tubes. Now before we can start building, we needed to make sure that everything we had done wrong in the past, like wall center and bump camber, bump steer, everything that was on like the kinematics and geometry in the rear suspension, that need to be perfect. So we took the time to 3D scan the whole rear suspension, that when it was on the jig and everything, and then we took our time to analyze it and do some CADing, and also I asked some of my friends that are in the racing business that do like TCR cars, how much camber gain do we need, how do we move the toe arms around to perfect the bump steer and also allow for an adjustable bump steer, and then also what type of roll center height should we have. Is it high now, or is it low, or whatever? We don't really know. So I took the whole assembly to my friend Christian, who has a 3D scanner, and then we scanned the whole setup, and then we did some clever calculations. So now when the rear suspension is scanned and we can starting to draw some of the data from the scan we had, I've been fortunate to work with some clever people as friends and also colleagues, and it's thanks to them that I can do this, really. So thanks to Anders and Aron and also Christian, who have done this 3D scan. We now have all the data we can put from the scan we had. So all the bump steer, roll center, camber curve, everything that we needed before to do these things right again, we have now. And now we can start and really focus on building the rear suspension. So the first thing we needed to do was to make something to attach the rear cage to. So we made these ones, which are made out of a thinner tube, and then also a machine the bottom to it that sits down in the subframe itself. And then we did so for all the attachment points on everything. We added these ones also, which is just for structural rigidity on the rear suspension as well. Maybe when we do our new camber arms, which is not these ones that are here right now, we're gonna maybe notch it a bit just to make it work. But as soon as it is right now, it's working. So the first thing we did when we started our rear, like World Timeattack structure of the car, was to have, we need some sort of guiding. How are we going to do this? So I and Niklas Maisari, we brought out the old strings. This is just a regular thick piece of string. I got it at our local hardware store. Then we started to just tie strings around what we thought was necessary tubing for the right assembly on the car. So when everything was the first version of it, it was a lot of strings. It was everywhere. It was we thought we needed to have strings on everything. We need to have triangles. If you have a triangle on something, that is a structurally strong part, and we thought we needed that on everything, all the tubes. So it was a really mess. It was a mess of everything. So we talked, and when Niklas went home that day, we said maybe we should cut back on a few strings and maybe less tubing in the car. And then I posted some pictures on Timeattack forums and also Timeattack builders on Facebook, and we got some good input. And how much do we need, and why do you want to do that? How much does the car weigh and stuff like that? So we came out with sort of a kind of big step back in how much tubing we needed. So everything is not done yet, but what I'm going to show you now, it's how it looks now, and I'm going to see if I can explain to you how much we are going to add to what we have right now. So hopefully you can see what I'm pointing at now, but we started out with some basics. We had it to have some sort of, from the top, behind the light here, we needed something from the top to do the basic triangular shapes down to the bottom of the rear suspension, to get as long as an arm as we can, just to make it structurally sound. And then we started to okay, we need some diagonal tubes, and also we needed something to hold it together, going back and forth like lateral. So we ended up with this version, which is a typical triangular shape like this, and a cross in the bottom, and then also we use this version when it meets up in the top of the car, which is only because I had this section over here, which is meeting in the main meeting the main hoop already due to the older version I had. And I thought maybe we can tie that together, and it worked. And also we had other stuff we needed to clear, like the push rod assembly that's gonna sit around here. These tubes had to clear this. This was a big issue trying to make this work, because we needed to have them as far back as possible due to structural rigidity, and also we needed to have some space for the push rod cantilevers that are gonna sit here. That's the next episode. But we needed all this to work, so yeah, this was a big issue. I need to work on that. Nice. We have a new sponsor as well, and that's Nuke Performance. Nuke Performance is all things fuel delivery, which is going to be, we're going to use their tank, their full flow fueling lines. We're going to use their AN lines. We're going to use their AN fittings. We're going to use their fuel cell, their ATL style, own made FIA graded fuel cell. And also the CFC unit, which is the drop-in unit that collects fuels and also have a built-in surge tank with it, with all the pumps and everything, and including their filters. So thanks Nuke Performance for sponsoring this build. So we are in the front of the suspension. We have our mounting point for the tie blade fixture. This is something we came up with because we don't think we need that much structural rigidity on the suspension up here, because it only holds the suspension in like back and forward motion. And because the car is only front wheel drive, the only thing this bushing is going to have is braking. And in a rear, in a front wheel driven car that has, I don't know, maybe 35% of the weight on the rear suspension, and also lifting the inner tire when we're braking into a corner, this is not going to see any stress. So we did maybe overdo it a bit, but also I think this is going to be sufficient as it is now. So this is made of we made some brackets, which is just a machined piece of steel that goes inside. And this is going to be like one piece. Also fills in this gap on the inside, but it turned out really good. So I'll show you in the videos before, we're going to tie this into everything, and this turned out really nice. We have a lot of stuff on the car that we haven't showed you, and that's because we went to Sport and Custom Motor Show 2024, which is, when you see this is last year's footage. I lost all the footage we had on when building the tube, and I'm sorry for that. But we also went to the biggest expo in Sweden, which is home to the craziest builds in like Northern Europe, and mostly it's from Scandinavia, the Norwegian, like Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Germany, and all the places they can go in Easter time to Jönköping and be there. So we were invited by the biggest car magazine in Sweden, which is Bilsport, and they are one of the co-hosts for the Custom Motor Show in Jönköping. Last year it was about 100,000 people going through the gates in the four days that the expo is, and it was really insane. A huge amount of people there, crazy amount of people are in the car all the time. People asking a lot of questions. After like 4 hours, I lost my voice. I was like all the time. It was great, but I was terrified for what's going to happen like the next 3 days or something like that. And so what we did prior to that was like putting on some stuff on the car that we needed to, so we can show the car in the best way possible. We built a super rough mock-up of the rear push rod setup. So everything went through a sandblasting, so everything was not so rusty anymore, and it looked good and everything. I got new bearings because we had the old bearings that was in the rear suspension was from the Volvo V50, and we have in the front we have 114.3, and we want to have the same Japanese style in the rear, so we put on a Mazda 3 MPS, which has this, the Mazda 3 MPS, Mazda 3, and Ford Focus, and the Volvo V50 S40, those share the same platform, so they have interchangeable parts with themselves. So we put the Mazda wheel bearing and also Mazda 3 MPS rear vented discs on the car. So that looked good. We put on some new wheels we had laying in the boxes still. That hasn't been I haven't taken them out of the box because the car wasn't ready to go. Brand spanking new. But it was really great. We had, coming up to the event, we had to borrow a trailer So we got that borrowed. And also we had Jesper, one of my friends, has to drive because they have to have a heavy. In Sweden, you have to have a license to haul a heavy trailer, and we need to borrow. I went to Tom Johansson, who had a BMW X5 3.5 liter diesel, 3 liter diesel that could tow the trailer. I mean, it was insane. We sat the day before we pick up the trailer, everything went fine. Then we looked at how big the enclosed trailer we got, because everything has to be like this. I mean, we couldn't drive it outside in the rain because everything is going to be rusty. So we had the enclosed trailer, and when we got it, we opened up and said, this is not going to fit. I mean, the car has to be like this. It's on the bed, so it has to be like that. So we got a trailer, and when we saw this is not going to fit, we tried to fit some smaller wheels. So I borrowed some wheels for the flatbed or the building table that's on the car is on right now, and with the smaller wheels, we could get the overall height down about maybe 5-6 centimeters, and then while just raising the trailer up a bit and down, we can just squeeze the car inside of the enclosed trailer, and that was just about we got it to fit. So then we also needed something on the floor of the trailer, because the whole setup as it is right now is about 18 or 1900 kilograms, and that's like mostly is from the steel part of the building table. The fixture is it's solid steel. I mean, it's huge. So some thicker sheet metal on the bottom of the trailer floor, just so it doesn't dent the floor, because it was a borrowed trailer, and then put it in, strap it all together, went to Elmia. While we were there, we got some help getting it out and out of the trailer, putting it in, and then it's like, once we got it there, it's like, this is so nice. And also we had posters made, not poster, but big ass posters. I'm going to show you. These ones, I can show you a better picture. Like, this is what the car is supposed to look like when it's done. And my dad came through in the end, and also did Magnus at Magworks. He did all this, we enhanced the background so we could be we did a more natural background. I did some changes to the car when how it's going to be when we were at the expo and stuff like that. And also, this was really nice because this showed how people. Because when you look at the car, there's nothing. It's basically nothing. So when we got the big boards standing on top of the car, on the roof of the car, everybody could see that this is what the car would look like, and everybody was like, "Is it going to look like this?" Yes, this is how it's going to look, and all the stuff we had on the car. For a wide body, etc. That is. I sat down with Magnus. I don't sat down. He working from Czech Republic, and he asked how do you want it? I said I want it to look like a modern, yeah. But if Volvo did a GT2 or GT3, big saloon race car in 2005 or something like that. Like the Aston Martins or the Ferraris or something like that. I mean, it still looks like a Volvo. It has the brick shape of it. It's boxy and stuff, but also had this super wide arches. It has the vents. It has some cool stuff, and that's what we got. And I'm super thankful for it, because that helped people realize that okay, this is how it looks now, and this is how the car is going to look when it's finished, and really help the people to understand how and what we're doing here. I mean, it doesn't look like this now, but sure, it's going to look really, really cool when it's done. we're also going to do some other stuff to the rear of the car, which I haven't shown you before. So because this is just nothing, I mean, sorry, I'm going to put this here. Here you can see there's absolutely nothing inside of it. It's just bare body work. So we need to make something to like take away from the cabin. Has to have some sort of protection. And I have that. Thankfully, this is just empty. So we're going to use this one. This is a 1995, I think. Volvo 850 TWR, British touring car, bulkhead. This is fully carbon fiber. And this is going to fit in the car, or almost fit. We're going to need to do some modifications to it to make it fit. We also have, like, the doors is going to be steel doors for now. But we have the body panels for the door as well, with door cards and stuff like that. And as it was shown at the expo, we had some more carbon fiber. It says carbon fibers, Cabstron file. Yes. So we have this one. This is, I'm going to do like this, give it some light. This is the crash box from the 1998 Jan Flash Nielsen and Tim Harvey S40 that crashed at Mount Panorama. So this is like really thick. It's honeycomb Kevlar. It's not made for the 850. It's made for the S40. But we're going to make it fit. We're going to make some panels so we don't have to like cut away stuff on it. We're going to make some panels so it fits on the side. These holes that are here, those are the holes that actually mounts in the S40. So I haven't destroyed it, so you don't shout at me. But I think it says on the inside, it says something like November 24th or something like that. And that's when the cars came back for from Mount Panorama and Bathurst. So that's really cool. We also have a lot of other carbon fiber stuff, but I have them on the shelf, like up here. So there's a lot of other stuff we have. Maybe you can see. I don't think you can see it right now, but no, it's too dark. Anyway, so. I think we're going to end it there. You have seen a short version of how we did the rear of the tube frame on the chassis, and also again, I'm sorry for losing all of the video I had, because I thought I had it and I think I deleted the wrong SD card or something like that, and that's just like I was devastated for months. This is why it's taking so long to do this video. But also this is it's really nice now to continue a journey and going forward. I think the next one is going to be doing the push rod and anti-roll bar in the rear. That's really nice setup we have with the cantilever and stuff like that. So until then, make sure you subscribe. Press the thumbs up, hopefully share it with your friends. And if you have any questions about anything, just put them down below. If you want to know more about how we're going to do other stuff, just ask questions and I'll make sure I'll answer them for you. So until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I'm too old for this.